Well, I got started in the events industry, like many of my generation, by happen chance. I'm an accountant by training. I went into the systems world, and I was designing financial systems for the World's Fair in Vancouver in 1986. My first event, a World's Fair. Quite an exciting start, so I think that's where I got a bug of the industry. And then again, by happen chance, at the end of the World's Fair, the public facilities, the stadium, the convention center, some other assets were rolled into an entity and set up as a separate Crown corporation. And I was asked to go over there in an executive role, and I've been in the venue management business ever since.
I think the great part about Barry that everybody appreciated here was he was such a balanced person. He was really good to get along with. He really didn't have a lot of hard edges. He understood the business, and I think at the essence of it all, he cared about what he was doing. He was a good listener, and I think he brought a lot of skill to the building that it didn't have prior to his arrival, and I think that helped the building grow and mature over time, and I think that made it what it is today.
Well, I've had the pleasure in my career of being in an executive role in 3 different venues, 2 convention centers and an arena, and a short time in a stadium, which my friends and colleagues say I shouldn't count, and they're right. So when you operate large venues, such as I've had the pleasure of doing, you can't help but think about the events that go through them and how powerful and impactful they can be in the community. A couple that come to mind for me are the G20 when they came to Toronto, and all the world's leaders were here, and of course all the incumbent security that comes with that. And at a personal level, being in a receiving line meeting the world's leaders is quite a thrill. More importantly though to the business was seeing a team of people do such a great job operating at the height of their A game with nothing going wrong for such a long period of time for such important events. And I can think of many others, but I won't bore the audience. I'll just say, when the team is on for the really big events that really count and it comes off, it's a pretty exhilarating feeling for someone in my role.
I think to the industry overall, the Metro Toronto Convention Center I think is one of the most successful buildings in the country and maybe North America. So from that perspective, I think a lot of executives around the world even relied on Barry for advice, and he traded secrets with a lot of people, and I think that helped the industry at large. And I think, it is a retirement party. It was impressive to me how many people came from around the country and around North America and even over the pond to give him some good wishes on his career.
Knowing that what goes on in a convention center adds value to the community around you gives you purpose. For every job in a convention center, there's, at least in Toronto, there were 5 or 7 jobs outside the convention center that relied on the convention center working well. Whether it was restaurateurs or taxi cabs or people in hotels, the list goes on and on. Knowing that what you did made a difference in their lives and their family lives gave me and my team great purpose. And I often talk to our team about that, and that's a very rewarding feeling.
I think he made a lot of friends in the 20 years that he spent here at the MTCC, and I think he touched a lot of people and businesses in positive ways.
Well, I want to thank all the attendees who came out tonight to share in this wonderful evening where a number of us are being recognized. Personally, I'm very rewarded for this. My wife and family are tickled pink to be participating in this. So again, my thanks and appreciation to EIC for all they do for our industry. Thank you very much.